Hey guys, Robinson DUP, and I wanted to just address this topic that I'm noticing more and more and more, and it's been happening to me a lot as well. This subject of fit shaming. I know we've heard the fat shaming thing where, people who are obese or are not happy with their bodies think someone like me is sitting out there and criticizing them and trying to make them feel guilty about the way they look. And that is never my intention. Listen, I am accepting of everyone and their choice of lifestyle. My point of my channel is just to help you understand what the truth is about fitness, and that's why I don't talk about a lot of absolutes, like there's only one way to do it, or you have to eat this and you can't eat that. And I try to promote a well-balanced approach to nutrition and fitness. Now, I choose to be a natural bodybuilder, and I hold myself to a certain standard. But once again, that's my choice. I don't enforce that on anyone else around me. The only thing that I ask is if you truly want results, do not make excuses as to why you can't get there, because that's when I don't have patience to listen to it. Now, if you don't have fitness goals, are okay with the way you look, and you just eat whatever, I'm perfectly okay with that. That's your choice and lifestyle. I don't sit there and watch people where I work and what they eat and go, oh my God, look at this, look at this, look at this. I don't hold myself in this standard of elitism that I'm better than everybody else because of the choices that I make. I choose to do me. And I'm just trying to share my message of what I do with you, in case you're interested. Some people are, some people aren't. That's why life is interesting. We all come from different walks of life. But the one thing that scares me about society is we're starting to, and I've done a video about this before, like this promotion of mediocrity, that if you start, like for instance, someone like myself starts to excel and get better at something, and I work on improving my physique because it's something that's important to me. Not because I'm selfish, not because I like staring at myself in the mirror. Because I want to take a proactive approach to my health by eating mostly whole foods, keeping a lower percentage of body fat, and I like to grow muscle. Why? Because it's important to me. I like it aesthetically. I like the way I look in the mirror. I like the way I feel. I feel healthier. I like the strength. I love all aspects of bodybuilding and lifting weights. I love what the gym has taught me in life. Okay? Whereas if you put in the work and the time, the results will come. There is no instant gratification. There are no shortcuts. There's no cheating this system. Okay? As a natural bodybuilder, there's nothing for me. There's no other way for me to do it. If I don't put the time underneath the bar, I get no results. That's the way it is. And in life, it's very similar. You have to work and you have to sacrifice in order to get some of the things that you want. And to me, that's gratifying when the result and the thing that you are pursuing, you finally achieved. And in society, it's like, people talk about, oh, well, there's fat shaming, there's fat shaming, there's fat shaming, and you shouldn't make people feel bad about themselves. But it's okay, as I scroll through other people's Instagrams like Dana Lynn Bailey or mine or other fitness YouTubers and whoever else, that we take a beating for the way that we look and the insults that we have to take because of the choices that we make. And let me give you some examples of what I'm telling you about. Now, I decide that I want to count my macros. Is this somewhat abnormal? It depends on which way you look at it. If I'm obsessing over every little calorie and every little thing to the point where it's almost like an eating disorder or disorderly eating because I'm afraid I'm going to gain a half a pound of fat, or, I'm actually damaging my body because I'm restricting my food so much to maintain my leanness, then yes, there's something abnormal about it. But if you ask any professional athlete, whether NFL or NBA, how they're controlling their nutrition to enhance performance, nobody seems to think that that's odd. Why? Because they're getting paid multi-millions of dollars to maintain that conditioning and that physical shape, whereas I'm not. So therefore, since I don't have the said motivation of earning a multi-million-dollar contract, why would I choose to do that? Why would I choose to deprive myself of eating all these sugary foods? Now, as I've done my research and read articles about how certain foods interact in the body, I've decided to reduce most of the processed foods, not all. As you know, I love my Pop-Tarts and my Oreos, and I've defended them on video. I just decided not to make them a large staple of my diet, and I decided to eat more whole foods as much as I possibly can to make sure I'm getting the vitamins and the nutrients that I need to ensure that I'm getting the results that I want with my body in the gym. It's my choice, it's my life. But it's so weird how the perception of what I am or who I am, or how I supposedly judge everybody else, which is entirely not true. I get criticized every day, not only by people around me, but by my own family members about weighing food on a scale. There's got to be something wrong with me. Why don't I eat this? Why don't I eat more of that? And, oh, what are you afraid? You're going to gain a pound? What about this? What about that? And I got to get critiqued about every little thing. When I'm at work, I don't get invited to a lot of lunches because people are afraid that I'm going to stare at them and what they're eating and judge them for why they're eating it, when I really don't care. I just don't. You know, I can go out to lunch and have chicken anywhere or steak anywhere. If I want to have a burrito, I'm going to have it. I'm not going to feel guilty about it. I'm not like some of these other people who I don't have a modeling contract or a sponsor to answer to, where I got to keep myself looking a certain way all year round. And I don't compete year over year. So it's not something that I'm overly, obsessive over. People think because I'm in the gym and I lift a certain way that I decide, define myself as more of a man than somebody who doesn't. And that's absolutely not true either. I don't define my ability to lift 400 pounds as me being more alpha than a guy who decides to work on Wall Street and worship money. Everybody's got their thing in life that they decide that, is a priority to them. Fitness is a priority to me. I am an athlete. I've always been athletic. And I've just decided as I'm getting older to keep myself in better shape. But it's really bad that, I got to listen to all the criticism all the time of what I eat, why I do it. And then the best part is, especially now that I'm still lean and I do tend to get very vascular when I work out, that now obviously I must be on some sort of drug regimen, which I'm not, absolutely not. And I have no reason to hide it. Listen, I compete in drug-tested organizations for a reason. And there's not enough money in it for me to even try to cheat anyway. It's not worth my time. I got my first check as a natural pro. I earned $250 for a second place finish. I mean, really? I'm going to go through a drug regimen for $250. And even some of the highest shows, me, if I win $2 grand for a first place finish, I'd have to spend a lot more than that in a drug regimen. And I have no reason to lie to anybody else. The reason why I put myself out there is not because I'm narcissistic, not because I want to show you that I'm better than you. I want to give you hope and also give you the reality of what's obtainable naturally. Now, everybody's genetics are different in terms of the way their muscles sit, muscle development, and muscle attachments. And how lean you may want to be or what your ideal weight is totally different than my choice. But if you want it bad enough, then you have a choice. You have to make the sacrifice to want it. End of story. But to sit there and bash me or accuse me of things or try to make me feel bad about myself is ridiculous. And this is the same thing as bullying in society. Why does somebody bully somebody else? Because something about that person bothers you so much, usually stemming from an insecurity somewhere in here, that you have to go and pick on that person. So me eating the way I do makes other people feel guilty about their choices, so therefore they lash out at me. Not because I'm trying to make them feel guilty, not because I think I'm superior, not because I'm trying to enforce my way of life on anybody else. Because they know that they're not happy with what they see in the mirror, so therefore they've got to pick it on, take it out on me. If I was at a mall and gave a person who was overweight a dirty look, somebody who might even be at the time on medicine due to some sort of steroids that's making them maintain weight, and I immediately made the judgment that they're lazy and they do nothing and they probably eat cake all day, and I said that out loud, the media outlets would be all over me, bashing me, telling me to shut up, how ignorant could I be, how mean could I be. But when the roles are reversed, it's okay. Now, why is that? I think the problem is society thinks that people who are all fitness related have a ton of self-confidence. So therefore, we just brush it off and it doesn't affect us. That's not entirely true. Most of the people who are in the fitness community have major insecurities to begin with and had body image issues to begin with. I've told you before and I'll say it again. When I was younger, I was much smaller than I am now, okay? I had bad hair, acne, braces because I had buck teeth, and I was a skinny kid who got picked on all the time. That's how I got into weightlifting. That's what made me look like this to start. That's how the motivation began. So, just, we talk about in society not being judgmental and accepting everyone. If I can accept your choices and not judge you, why is it any different that you should accept me for my choices? It isn't. Listen, if you want to be fit, whatever level whatever level you wish to reach is entirely up to you, and I'm okay with that. But let me do me. Let me spread my positive message to people and see if they want to join and learn how to do this the right way and the healthy way. If you're not interested in fitness, that's fine too. Everybody to each their own. All right, guys? I'll talk to you later.